Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bubli's World Cuisine. This is a sneak peek of the cheesy garlic bread recipe that I'm sharing with you today. Well, it's an awesome garlic bread recipe because it's loaded with cheese, and I use three different varieties of cheese, and they make it yummy. Now, if you want to know how I make it and want to keep it in your diary, just keep watching. Okay, first thing first, the ingredients. Pretty simple ingredients. It starts with warm water, and I have 120 ml of it. To that, I'm going to add some instant dried yeast. Now, I have a teaspoon of it, and also I need some sugar. Obviously, you need sugar to rise for yeast to work. So, dissolving it, and you want to make sure that every bit of that yeast dissolves in water. In a bowl, I'm going to take 200 grams of bread flour, and to that I'm going to put some salt. Now I'm using just quarter teaspoon of salt because there will be a lot of cheese in it as toppings, and we all know cheese has a lot of salt in it, so don't put any more than quarter teaspoon of salt. Okay, now it's time to add the yeast mixture. Because I have used instant dried yeast, it doesn't take long. I mean, you don't have to leave it for rice for 5 or 10 minutes, and I quite like that. First, mixing it using a spoon or spatula, and then I want to switch to hand kneading. Now, don't get scared. I used to get scared of hand kneading, but all you gotta do is knead it for something around 3 4 minutes. Just want to make sure that it's smoother. So knead it until you form a ball, and once it reaches to this stage, it's not that soft yet. So now I'm gonna add 15 ml of olive oil. Okay, now you want to knead it for another 3 4 or 5 minutes. It depends. And once all of the olive oil is absorbed, you'll know that your dough is ready and it's softer than before. Now it's time to let the dough rest. You want to make sure that you seal it tightly and then leave it for an hour to rise. If you are living in a cold country or if the temperature is cold, it can take more than 1 hour. It can take a couple of hours. So it depends on the weather. Now let's prepare the creamy, cheesy filling. I have some cream cheese here. To that, I'm going to add 30 grams of melted butter. Now this is going to be our base spread. So this mixture that I'm making, it's going to be the spread base, which I'll show you just in a minute. I'm adding 3 cloves of garlic, and you want to mince them. If you prefer using more garlic, yes, you can do so by adding one more. But I find 3 to 4 garlic is good enough for giving that aroma. Okay, all my three ingredients are in now. It's just a mix. Now you want to make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature. We have already melted the butter, so obviously that's not cold, but make sure the cream cheese is at room temperature. Now that this mixture is done, I want to preheat my oven. So I'm preheating it to 220 degrees Celsius, and now I'm going to roll out my dough. So putting some flour on my working surface, and I always put some flour on my rolling pin too. The dough is usually sticky, so it's better to flour everything well. It's a very cold day today, but still my dough has risen. But if it was a hot day, it would have risen a little bit more. First thing first, I'm taking some air out of it, but let's take it out from the bowl. And then what I do first is take some more air out by pressing and squeezing it like this. Now it's time to roll it on the flour because the dough is a bit sticky. Okay, now it's time to press it on the surface. So I like to use my hand to do that. And now it's time to use the rolling pin to make the shape. I'm doing a square shape today, but there is no specific rule for it. You can go for round, oval, heart shape, anything you like. But because it's a cheese bread, I usually do it a square shape. So I use the side of my rolling pin. Now shifting it to the baking tray, and I have already put parchment paper there. I'm just using my hand to do the shape. Next, I poke it with a fork, which helps it cook better. I just always do it with my pizza and garlic bread. And now it's time to put the fillings. So first I'm putting the cheesy spread that we made earlier, and you want to put it all over. Then I'm using some mozzarella, and use as much as you can. I mean, a lot of it. Now I'm using some oregano, sprinkling it, and finally I'm topping it up with some mozzarella. So as I promised, three different varieties of cheese, all of them are in, and now it's ready to go to the oven. My oven is already preheated. I'm gonna put it in for 10 to 12 minutes. Oven cooking varies, so you want to keep an eye after 8 minutes. Okay, my cheesy garlic bread is getting ready and it's done now. I'm going to cut it. I'm gonna make some strips today. That's how I like it. And I just shared my favorite recipe with you. Try it at home, guys. It's really a wonderful one. And if you find this recipe helpful, I would really like to request you to click on the thumbs up button. That really cheers me up to share more videos like this. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye for now.